welcome back to part 2 of my blindfolded build challenge, speed build edition. This time I'm going to be cleaning up my original mess that I made. So remember, in the rules I'm only allowed to delete 10 walls, so especially in this first part I am just trying to figure out strategically what the best thing I could do, because I know I can only delete 10 walls and there's a lot of weird stuff going on the inside, so I have to figure out what can I work with and what should I delete. So I end up keeping a lot of the stuff that's really close together and just trying to clean up certain edges, and I figure I will have a lot of little nooks and crannies and, you know, weird little closet parts in the bathroom where the toilet can go, that kind of stuff. So you can kind of see me just cleaning up a little bit in there, and it's already starting to look a lot better. I wish I had a few more walls to delete, because that second little pillar inside there ends up being really weird, but I get it to work in the end. So now I'm going in and adding an upstairs and trying to figure out what I'm going to do, and I decided that these little weird parts here I'm going to kind of turn into decks, because it is has a view of the bay here in Bridleton Bay, and so I just figure if you're living on the coast you want to have lots of access to outdoor spaces where you can appreciate the beautiful view, so that's what I've done here. This challenge was a lot of fun. I would definitely do it again. It was just the logistics of trying to figure out how to make a house look cute after I'd done this weird shell while blindfolded was a lot of fun. I would say the hardest part of this build was after I kind of got the shell fixed up and the outside done, just sticking with it long enough to get the inside furnished, because I wanted to be able to put this up on the gallery and share it with you all, and so I wanted it furnished, and that took way longer than anything else. I was super motivated to make this outside part look cute. So I spent a long time with the roofs, messing around with them, because obviously the outside shape is really irregular for this house because I was building blindfolded, and so I'm just trying to make sure that it looks as good as I possibly can, and there's a few places where I end up deciding, like here, to make that one solid piece instead of two dormers, and yeah. I almost feel like I should have cut some of this out with all the roof stuff, but we're getting there. I'm working on just the roof. 20 minutes of this video and you're gonna be sick of seeing roofs. But I have a feeling like some of you, if you like to build, this will be helpful to see, because I know sometimes it's just nice to see new tricks in terms of getting your roof to work, especially on these irregular shapes. So I am glad I left it in, but it is a long ordeal. And then that little slanted diagonal piece I spent a really long time on, and so I cut out some of that because it was getting to be a bit much and I was just fussing with that one piece over and over again. So this little piece here, I end up deciding to make more of a like second story balcony, and so you'll see me actually come in and edit it and kind of get rid of some of the walls and make it, yeah, like a little balcony off the back there that's almost like enclosed, but I liked it. You could definitely re-put in that wall and have it solid if you needed more space, like an extra bedroom, because the upstairs does end up getting kind of squishy and weird with having that be a balcony and not a room. As you can tell, I'm pretty much avoiding the room situation on the inside. I'm spending forever on the roof, and I'm like, I don't want to touch the inside. I know that's going to be difficult. So that was a little bit of me messing with that diagonal piece, like I mentioned, and it took a little while, but I'm happy with how it came out. And I think I'm just about done with the exterior, so now I'm going to place it on the lot, and I believe now I'm going to go inside. still with the roof. Okay, yeah, so see how it's open? I'm gonna eventually put in a wall there to enclose it. I just haven't done that yet. There we go. So we have kind of a room balcony thing there. And then, okay, just kidding, we're not inside yet. Then I have to add in the fencing for some of the other balconies. And so I end up doing the fence from Pets, cats and dogs that is. But then I realized that they have the nice like arch window things available for taller walls from cats and dogs, and so I end up using those on the sides of those little balconies and decks because I felt like they looked really nice. Here I'm messing with doors, figuring out which one looks better, but then ultimately I end up going with the taller one because I forgot that was kind of an option, and since my walls are taller, the medium size, there's those arches I was talking about, so I ended up using those in a lot of places, and I really liked the look of that because it helped bring together the extended walls that I was trying to disguise and make look good from my first half of the challenge. This is a really long speed build. I'm sorry if I'm boring you guys. Hopefully the music at least helps make up for it. So I wanted the back parts here to have like really big sliding glass doors. I'm not quite sure because I haven't played with a house with them, but I'm hoping that when you open them, like you can leave them open, almost like a garage door kind of things, because that's at least how I envision them. Like you could really get that ocean breeze in your house by just leaving the doors and windows open there, both on the bottom and top floor. And then here I wanted to place kind of not a dormer, but like a bay window, and I really liked that one, so I went with it. And then here I decided I wanted to do a fireplace, kind of break up that wall, make it look a little different. So first I'm deciding the placement on the inside so that I can match it on the outside with some of these like chimney things. I'm happy that The Sims 4 doesn't default you to one, but at the same time it was hard to get the placement to work. You also saw me in there playing around with some of the other like dormer things, but ultimately I decided none of them looked very good with the build. So then I'm just continuing to figure out what looks best and place a few more windows, and I think we're almost done with the exterior. A few more windows on the side here. Okay, and then I realized that I didn't have it centered the right way, so I fixed it. But I wanted it centered on the outside wall, and I didn't care about the inside being centered as much. Alright, then it's paint time. I wanted to keep it kind of blue and coastal, so you see me using this siding from, again, cats and dogs to get the blue in there. And then, yes, that one, a couple pieces are a different color, but I plan to do something totally different. Then I wanted to do some like stone or brick or something, and ultimately I end up going with this kind of stone wall, I believe, from Get Together. Yeah, this one here is what I go with, and I liked that bleeding onto that kind of rounded part there. And I always like just mixing up the exterior and not doing it solid. So then I'm also using this paneling, I believe also from Cats and Dogs. I'm a huge fan of it. I use it on the inside quite a bit too. And I feel like this house is really starting to come together. Awesome. Okay, and then I feel like, oh yeah, I decided to change the color of that to a different color, just again mixing it up, making it look a little different. And then over on the side, eventually I realized I never put doors out to those balconies. So yep, here we go. So I placed a couple doors here on both floors out to those balconies. Finally, we're on the inside. I can't avoid it any longer, and I'm trying to figure out the floor plan. Of course, I need to figure out where the stairs go. So I try a couple different placements. I try it on the side there, and then I try moving it over. And both places looked good, but then I realized that I kind of needed that space open for getting to the don't know, that room on the left there. So I decided to put the staircase against that wall in that little nook there to take up that skinny space. Then I really struggled with how to get that wall to look good. I had used my 10 wall pieces. I played around with half walls, thinking that might help. Kind of maybe half cheating, but I mean, I kept the original position. And then I decided, no, let's make a bathroom there. And again, I'm playing around with half walls, but it just looked so weird having a half wall right in front of where I needed an arch. So there's where I decided to do a double arch and kind of make that space kind of work. It's weird. It's really weird, but that's all I could think to do to make it look decent. Alright, so then I'm starting to place the doors for the inside and making that, look good. And here I decided to do, actually first I was going to do an arch, but then I was like, oh, closets. Wouldn't those be an excellent place to make up those weird spaces? But the only place it could have worked was in that bedroom, but I would rather it be a bathroom. So I ended up just going with an arch over in that one room. And then I'm upstairs, and this was another really tricky thing based off of the location of those decks. I didn't want both decks to belong to the same room, and so I had to do a really weird shaped room to essentially split those two entrances that are in the corners up between two rooms. So there ends up being 2 bedrooms upstairs and 1 bedroom downstairs. And here I'm messing around with that landing. I couldn't get the floor to delete the tiles there for like open to below, and I'm not sure what I was doing wrong. Now we're adding in some lights, and I painted the floor kind of that nice bluish white aging wood floor. I really like it. And then I end up using a lot of the same paint colors throughout the house, just kind of a combination of like a sea breeze and blue, just really trying to keep it coastal throughout. And so I really like the color scheme. I tried to do it somewhat neutral, like I can't do just browns or tans, I can't, I'm a berry simmer, but I didn't want to make it like too bright, so I thought, okay, it's a coastal house, I'll do lots of blues and seafoam type colors, and I feel like that works for any type of sim. It doesn't have to just be berry sims that live here. So here you just see me continuing to add different textures to the walls. Just like the outside, I like to use a combination of bricks and paneling and paint in almost all the rooms. I don't think there's a single room besides maybe the bathrooms that are solid paint color. Alright, I think, oh yeah, I had to go fix the roof because the one of the part of the bathroom wall was attached to the roof, and so like I couldn't have both worlds, so I had to split it up into 2 roof parts so that the outside could have the outside paint and the inside could have the bathroom paint. I only showed a tiny bit of me decorating because then I realized it was just me being in the menus and it was going to take too long. Plus I was feeling less motivated by this point, so it took me about a week to finish decorating the place. Just off and on I'd go in game and add a little bit more. So you see me starting to decorate here, but most of it I did off camera, and then I'll be showing you the final results here. Alright friends, are we ready for the great reveal? Here it is! I called it the Blindfolded Daydream. So this is our finished product. Let me show you around and try not to make anyone too motion sick. So let me try to show you the different angles of the house. Oh, I'm noticing that to fix that in the gallery upload. That obviously got messed up. So this is the back. I think it looks super cute, and I tried to make it very like, I mean, if you have a view like this and you're on the water, you're gonna want to spend a lot of time outside enjoying. So I tried to make it very like, clearly they're gonna throw parties or just have a lot of family and spend time outside. And so we have this cute hot tub, lots and lots of decks, because that's just what you want to do when you have a beautiful ocean bay view. Alright, let me show you the floor plan, and then I'll kind of show you the rooms. So here's what I ended up doing. I'm sure you saw this. I didn't show all the decorating because I just felt like I was messing around in the menus and it was taking too long, but we have kind of a living area. There isn't a TV in this house, but you could easily add one. And then I have no idea what I was doing with this island. I was just trying to do something a little interesting and make something somewhat diagonal, but if you hate the curves and weirdness of it, obviously you could substitute something a little bit more normal. Yeah, so we have a nice big kitchen, lots of space. I have this cute little like dining nook with the little benches, and then more of a traditional dining table over here. Then I ended up making this the master bedroom only because it was the only bedroom that had an adjoining bathroom, but you could very easily make this a child's bedroom or something if you would prefer the bed, because there's a bedroom upstairs that has a deck, so that might be a preferred master bedroom. But this was some of the places where I had a lot of really weird stuff going on with the walls from my blindfolded challenge. So I made the toilet area separate from the bathroom in here just to use that space. And then over here I made like a cute little reading nook. And so this is the bookshelf that came with Tiny Living, I believe. So it's, you know, functioning, I think. I guess I haven't play tested this, but I think it's mostly functioning. I didn't do anything too weird. We have a bathroom. This probably isn't functional, but I didn't know what else to do with this space, so I just did like a weird little closet, but you could definitely take out that and like an arch, or obviously if you're not doing the challenge, you can delete some of these weird walls, like especially this part here got weird, so I just did double arches. You could absolutely just delete this wall and you'll have a lot better functioning house, but since it's a challenge, I could only delete 10 walls. I was working with what I could. I have these cute little benches out here, but you could totally do something else with that porch. Alright, so that's kind of the first floor. I also have some cute playground equipment because I do picture this being a family home. So upstairs, there's this landing area that you could put all sorts of desks or like those extra things like activity wise, but I didn't really want to do that because obviously whatever family you had, I wanted that space to be very open so you could add, you know, workbenches, cupcake factory stuff, whatever you want in this hallway. Here we have a nice big bathroom. We have like a toddler / baby room, and then we have a kids room. And I even put this little like don't wake the llama off the porch here, which I think is cute. We have a nice big porch here you could do some other things with, but I did put a little paint easel and a little couch. Yeah, so that is my completed build. It's not necessarily something I'm the most proud of, but I'm really satisfied with how it came out considering how awful the build was initially, since I did the, you know, outline of this blindfolded. So this is up on the gallery. My username is Frolicking Gnomes there as well, so you can find it, and it should be CC free, so feel free to download it. I used a lot of packs. I tried not to use like my first pet stuff or whatever that pack's called, but obviously anything you don't have will just get replaced or deleted and shouldn't be that big of a deal. So I hope you enjoyed this build, speed build / challenge, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing. If you try the blindfolded challenge, please let me know. I'd love to check out your videos or your finished products, pictures, gallery posts, whatever. So thanks so much for watching. Happy simming!